Hey guys, welcome. It is a fabulous day to paint. Let's make some mojo. This time today, we're gonna try faces. I know you are internally potentially freaking out right now because faces are super daunting, but they're actually kind of formulaic and geometric. So we're gonna jump right into it. I want you guys to get a pencil and we are going to erase some. So I'm gonna grab my gum eraser. We're gonna draw an oval and we're just gonna place the main features. The reason I'm doing a face, I'm not insane. It's Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Week, and I wanted to do a fancy hat. That's all. Just wanted to do a fancy hat. So let's do an oval. That's it, guys. We're gonna draw an oval. I'm not even going to put a traceable because I know you guys can do it. And I am not. I repeat, I am not a confident drawer and I am not a classically trained drawer. So you guys, we're doing it together. Trust me. Okay, mark off the top of the head. This is going to be such a fancy hat wearing chica. Okay, now that we've got it, this is all we do. We're dividing it in half. So eyeball it. No pun intended. Eyeball it, and we're going to put the eyeballs there. Now take your bottom half, divide that in half. Do that one more time to the bottom. Take that, divide that in half. Now we've got the placement of eyes, bottom of the nose, bottom of the lips. Okay, let's do it. We're gonna put a little tiny line here just so we know what to do. And you're gonna place the eyes like here and here. So there's like 5 across and we're gonna do them just little shape there. Another one, keep a space there. And another one. That's it. I'm telling you guys, that's it. We've got it. We're almost done. And then don't make a circle or it looks like deer in the headlights. Have it kind of be cut off at the top. And then I just like to do that. A little line at the bottom. Cute. Okay. Oh, a little eyebrow if you want. Just draw a little eyebrow for your person, for your fancy fashion face. So we're going to give a little fancy hat. Okay, then let's go to the nose. So that was halfway down between the eyes and the bottom of the chin. That's the bottom of the nose. So guess what, guys? We're just going to do a simple nose where we go kind of curve up, curve down, curve up. And the corner of that nose is sort of happening in the corner of the eye. So let's find it again. It's there and I'm coming over. So curve up, curve down, curve up. And you can mess with that if you want, but I'm perfectly happy with that. We can put a little, and that's all. We're not going to make a big, a lot of people, like kids, like to draw triangles for noses or something, but we really don't need it. We'll just do some shading there. Okay, last but not least, we need some lips. So let's go ahead and put the bottom lip here, down there. That's the bottom. So I want you guys to think, here's a little hint. Imagine the corner of the eyes and a line coming down. That's kind of how the mouth goes like that, angles up. And let's do that over here too, like that, angles up. And then you can draw some like little heart-shaped lips, whatever you want here. Whatever your person has a little Botox injection, you can plump those up a little bit if you want. That's it, guys. That's totally it. And you can make a little mouth, a little indent there, whatever. You guys, we're done. We are done. We're not even doing hair because we're going to do a hat. Are you so excited? You just drew a face. Do it again if you want, but I did it straight on the watercolor paper. If you're going to mess with it, don't keep doing it on the watercolor paper because you don't want to be erasing and stuff. Give yourself maybe 2 tries and that's it. But I hope you got it on the first one. Okay, now here's what I have. This is the sketch I did. So just so you know what we're working with. So this, I just really wanted to do a little fashion face. So we're just going to have a hat that swoops down, goes up. And so let's do it. It's not going to be super difficult. So let's go off to the side of the head here. Wait, I didn't leave myself much room. It's going to be a shorter hat. And then I'm going to make it be kind of mysterious and go like right to the top of the eyes. So look, we're just making like a little curve thing. I'm actually going to cut the eyebrows off and then go up to there. And then we're going to have our little hat come under, go kind of far down. It's like a big hat. This is looking a little like a Handmaid's Tale. Uh-oh. That's not what I was going for. But don't worry, we're going to finish this. Don't worry, we're not leaving all this. Okay, then we're gonna have this little part just kind of go here, and then we're gonna do the actual hat part. So like about here. And I just made it a little curve for fun. And then we'll go ahead and meet it over here. Now it looks ridiculous. So let's erase. We're gonna erase here, obviously, because we're not seeing that. And then we are going to get rid of this, the head, right up there. Guys, aren't you so excited? We don't even have to do hair or anything. It's gonna look so awesome. Okay, I'm also gonna, we gotta get rid of these eyebrows too. I hope you didn't get too attached to yours. Mine, you can see a little bit of one, so I still have a couple coming down. You can do that or not. I think it looks kind of mysterious if we don't have that. So maybe we just want the eyes. And we can make the hat come down a little. Okay. Now, are you ready to do some skin tone? This is so fun and easy. I want you guys to be confident. You can mix whatever skin tone you want. Here's my little people. Look at my little people. I've got a bald little people. I've got so many different varieties. I don't have a really good yellow, well, a little bit of a yellow toned skin color. I don't have like a lot of olivey in here, but I do kind of have a bunch of representation. So you guys look at them, pick which one you like, pick which skin tone you think would be fun. I'm gonna do this skin tone and look at the recipe for it. I just made these up before I started. Totally made them up. The reason I made them up is because this is what's in my palette. So I have to work with what I've got. So you guys, the same thing. So the basic thing that we're gonna need is a brown, a reddish brown. So if it's real brown, we need to make it reddish. Brown, reddish brown. So see what brown you have, and then make sure it has a reddish tint to it. You can even add a little yellow, and you can see the different skin tones that will come out. I need you to experiment with this, so guys, this is kind of fun. And we only need one color then. You just have to mix it once. Get enough on your palette. The cool thing is, do you guys notice that if we have darker skin tones, you can darken with a purple and blue? Cause royalty, royal colors, purple and blue, that makes sense to me. The royal queens are here. And then we have, I think this is so cool. Look at this, guys. We all really have the same basic underneath. This reminds me of Maya Angelou. We are more alike than we are different, my friends. That's what she said. I love that quote. I got to see her. She spoke at our convocation in college. And I was it was at our chapel at Duke. I was 2 pews away. Okay, guys. If you are just not even up for mixing, just go for one color. If you have a burnt sienna, and you can do that solo. And it still works out really well. Now here's the key, guys. We have to water it down so much if you're going for paler skin tones. But we're gonna start light. We're only gonna do like 3. We're gonna do a light, a mid, and a kind of a dark. And so let me put this up here. We're gonna do a little shadowing like under the eyes, because I feel it right now. You can feel your brow bone, it goes in. So we have to show that shadow. We have to show a little shadow on the side of the nose and just on the side of the face. For everyone, I did that so you could see where we're gonna put it. Okay, are you ready? I'm gonna pause so that you can mix up the color. So mix up the one you want and I'll come back. All right, we're back. I hope you have a great color you're super excited about. Get your paper towel and a clean jar of water. And I have a 5x7 piece of paper. I'm gonna use the number 6 brush because it's gonna let me cover a good amount of area. And I'm not doing wet on wet. We're gonna do that for the hat, but for the face, I am just doing wet on dry. I'm going for medium tan skin tone, way tanner than me in my pasty state. Okay, here we go, guys. I'm starting light. My person is gonna be not as pasty as me, so I'm starting light, but I'm gonna add. And I have a medium. I'm just gonna avoid the eyes, avoid the white of the eyes and the eyes themselves. I have a medium amount of water. And guys, I'm just realizing right now that I left some of my pencil in there. I am gonna go over that in a little bit of ink, black ink, so it's okay, but I don't wanna be rubbing it around, so just be conscious of that if you want to erase a little bit before. That would be good, but I'm not gonna start again because I'm happy with this face, and you can't, don't ask me to do a face twice, because when I'm happy, I'm going with it. Okay, we're letting that dry. You could use a heat tool, hair dryer, anything else, but we're gonna let it dry. While we're letting it dry, why don't you guys choose the eye color? I'm gonna do mine green. Okay, I'm doing green. I'm just mixing up any green. You guys choose whatever color you want. And I'm gonna do the whole eye, and then we'll add the black part. Remember, we're not doing it like totally circular because it cuts off kind of at the top and the bottom. So I'm trying to not do it a whole circle. It's more like a circle with the top and the bottom kind of chopped off. Easy. It's easy, guys. I know it's, you hear people in tutorials say easy, and it's really not. It may not be easy for you. We're willing to own that. But it will be with more practice. This is on the tip of my brush, so I can keep a little control. Okay, we're letting that dry. We're not gonna do much more with that, guys. Is that so fun? Do you wanna do some lips? Let's do it. I'm gonna get, you guys could get a red. I'm getting a rose pink, and I'm gonna use it so watered down that it is barely there. You just don't want like a big pile of pink. Okay, so I'm just filling them in, and then I'm trying, and I think I'm gonna end up doing this with a white paint marker, but we wanna leave kind of a bubble right here. I'll try it. Leave some white there at the bottom just for like the highlight, and ideally up at the top too. But I got the bottom, so I'm happy with that for now. And then I'll add a couple dots up there later. And we'll make a little shadow here when we're done, when this is dry, for the shadowing that happens like under the nose. Okay, let's see how this is going. Yeah, I think since we did wet on dry, mine is ready to go. And let me show you where we're gonna put the shading for the face. You can feel it on your own face, where the bones are. So where we have to do shadowing, feel the eyes, you have the brow bone, feel under your cheekbones. So let's do it. I'm gonna get the same color that I started with. My mix, just to remind you guys, was burnt sienna, Naples yellow, and French ultramarine. But whatever mix you're using, you're now going to like a little middle tone or darker tone. And we're gonna shade on the right side. And we're gonna just bring that across. I'm just using little strokes on the side of my brush, just to fill in a little of that. We also wanna fill in a little down here, under the nose. We also wanna do some up here, because the hat is giving a shadow. See? And also a little here, because of the chin. Tiny bit here, because of the cheekbones. I'm really dry brushing this one. It's like on the side. Just giving a little. And now here, we are gonna hint at the nose by just doing on the side, like that. And also in the corners here, but not finish that out really. Then if you want, we'll add a little bit under the nose for a tiny bit of nostrils there. You could even go under this if you want a little. It's up to you. And I'm gonna do dots here too, just dots of color in the eye corners so I can see where that is. It's all gonna dry. It looks a little random right now, but it's all gonna dry. Okay, that's good. We've got the shadows there. I'm gonna make sure that's all the way across. I want to touch the top of the eye too. I forgot ears. So we're gonna do those. Get your pencils back out, guys. We've got an earless model today. That's okay. The top of the ears hits at about middle of the eye for most people. So just make a little C, sort of like the handle of a teacup, of a coffee mug. So up, and then it ends like at about the bottom of the nose. So we just make it kind of come down. Easy. Same thing. Line, take your thing across your pencil so that you have that. And then down there, you could put a little extra C in there. And so we have to put the obviously put the color in there. And that is a little bit darker because it's kind of shadowed under the hat and stuff. Okay, guys. Oh my gosh. Also, why don't we do a neck? What in the world? Let's do the neck and make it go off to the side like the super high fashion models are always like sort of coming in from the side. Like that. Always. And then let's do some, I'm going to do earrings. So I'm going to do like loose, like just tiered sort of snowman shapes. You guys decide, you could do them square, you could do random, abstract, whatever. Neck. Let's do the neck. So same skin tone that we started with. And let's fill it in down here and we'll see where to shadow that. I need more. I really need a bigger brush for this big area. And I've got that. I left the pencil, the whole thing, guys. Ideally, if this was something you were giving to someone or doing for something serious, but we're just messing around, you would get rid of that. I'm gonna put some black ink to outline the whole thing at the end. Okay, so we have a little darker, and I'm gonna do that now just while it's in here. Under the chin. So this is almost a little wet on wet effect here. Same place we highlighted it. So the sun, our light is coming this way. Same place we highlighted on the face, we're doing under here, a little bit under there, and then this way. Just like guided over there, perfect. Okay, now, what shall we tackle? I think we should, I am going to erase this because I've got some of the line of the hat going inside the earrings. Let's get that out. And we can take off some of that. I might do the eyeball off there. The eye line that I had. Let's do, while that's drying, let's do the hat. Are you excited? We're just gonna do wet on wet. You choose the color. What color do you want? Turquoise. I think mine's gonna be yellow because I think that'll be cool with the skin tone and the eyes. So I'm gonna do wet on wet. And so I'm gonna wet the whole hat, the top and the underneath, the whole thing. And I can still see the little head under there. That's okay. You can use a gum eraser and do a better job than I did. Okay, so wet down the whole background. We may want to do that over into the earrings too. I haven't decided on the color for the earrings, so I'm going to hang on to that for right now. Okay, I'm going to use like a lemony yellow, I think. Like super fun, springy little hat. So I noticed at the Paris Fashion Week, I don't normally follow it. I'm not as into fashion, but it is amazingly artistic. The designs, the texture, the shape, the color. It's like a feast for the artistic eye. So I noticed the hats are big. Pillbox hats are back. Some really cool designs. We've got, I'm gonna show someone screen. We've got this really cool, I guess, new head designer, creative director at Chanel. Did a lot of cool stuff, including like a mushroom forest. And a couple of the dresses were really cool. Here's one that I specifically really liked. So we can do, let's see what I'm going to do. I'm going to do just this little yellow, like I said, and I'm just going to drop in color just all around. I'm just dropping it. I'm trying not to like brush it around so much. And here I'm going to leave it really light. I'm not going to drop in as much. And then here I'm going to drop in some of my gold. I picked up some darker like gold, yellow, ochre color, or you could do like whatever kind of, now it's your choice. You may be doing a different thing altogether. You may not be doing these colors. So whatever you're doing, have a darker version of that and do that on the right side. So keeping all the shadows in the same place. And then let's go ahead and do some of the wet on wet here. I'm gonna maybe go under it with some water just to let it spread a bit. And we'll add a little bit of shadowing down here by the eyes. Be careful we don't go over the eyes. Let's drop in some random places here so we have some interest. And finish that out. Make water so it spreads around. So fun. You guys try, I have a sea turtle tutorial and some others and flamingo that really use wet on wet. And it is just so relaxing. This one, we're not seeing as many like fireworks because we have sort of the same color going. But I'm telling you guys, it is awesome when you see the colors explode into each other. I'm sure some of you guys have already tried it. Okay, I'm wetting again because it dried a little, but I wanted it a little bit wetter for this one. And same thing, let's grab the darker of whatever hat color you have. It'd be so awesome. Think about it, like what hat color with what earrings, with what, I'm gonna add some like abstract stuff up there too. So I'm gonna drop the darker down here because it's in the shadow. And over here because it's in the shadow. And then we're gonna leave it lighter as it gets to the bottom. Maybe darker under there. I just got some on her head, on her face. Okay. Well, let's let that dry. Now, while we wait, what color earrings? I think I'm gonna do turquoise because my favorite color. I was born in the Midwest. I was meant to be born in the Southwest. It is my happy place. I just feel like Southwest turquoise, the red cliffs, the beautiful landscape is just the smell of Palo Santo, the sound of Native American flutes. It's just that the whole thing is just really my happy place. The whole Southwest. Okay, I'm mixing my own little turquoise until I'm happy with it. You guys choose whatever color you want. This is for the earrings. I'm not happy with it yet. It's getting there. While I'm mixing, you guys choose. You could just use a color straight out of your palette. This one is getting there. I just added a different blue, cerulean, until I'm happy with it. That's pretty good. That's a good deep turquoise. All right. Now, oh, look, I just dropped some on the hat. Total happy accident. I dropped some on the hat and look, we got this random, like, keep it for sure. I just dropped it. Don't do that on purpose unless you want to, but what? I mean, that is a happy accident, guys. Okay, I'm going to make these just super loose and fun, and I'm going to keep a little highlight on this side of them. So let's do darker at the edge and then add some water as we get towards the left-hand side. This is a good practice in doing gradients. So our left has the more color and then our right. And then as we get to the left, we're leaving like a highlight. And I'm gonna do the same color for all of them. Oh my gosh, I kind of like how that came out. What the heck? That's what I'm saying. Fling your paint around, guys. There's no harm in that. Okay, same, keep going, guys. Practice these little gradients. Darker and then lighter as it gets towards the left side. And same thing for, I need a little more over here. Look, mine's spread. So I'm gonna drop in some on the right-hand side without getting blooms, which is when you add too much water to an area that's already wet and it makes it spread out. Sometimes you want it. Okay, this one, it's coming, same thing. We're gonna keep the highlight over here. I'll do that here. And while we're doing this, everything's drying, so we're gonna be able to do some more stuff. Okay, and these have a little more light here. Plus I'm also running out of my colors, so I'm too lazy to mix more. Should I? I should. I'm gonna mix more, just a little. Okay, yes, I am, because I'm also gonna want this for the abstract shapes at the top. Okay, I'll put that in here. I'm putting these on the right-hand side because I kind of lost my darks, mediums, and lights here. Same over here. You see how that, I'm gonna get a big thirsty brush. This is a size 12. And I'm just gonna take out some from right here. Look, I'm gonna add a little clean water and I'm gonna take out this little part right here. See? is lifting. So I got to have a little more of a mid-tone there. A little more. And then I can build that back in there. See? It's a good way to fix if you need to lift some, to fix some tones or get some highlights in places later. And then I'm gonna add some into that too. We're gonna need to. It's kind of crazy right now. But just one little darker when this dries. All right, shall we go up and just put in our little, here's what we're gonna do. Skin tone again, because we're ready. We're gonna now get your skin tone, the same one you had. You might need to re-wet it, and we're gonna darken one more. I told you guys we'd have light or medium and dark. So we've got good things going on here. We need to darken where it's really the darkest. So make sure that you're kind of looking, so that would be over here by the eye. Up here is dark because of the hat, and we're making sure we've just added a little bit more to this whole area. And it's looking crazy right now, but it will spread for us. And then we're gonna do over here and the ears. And do wherever we had the spots where we needed more, which was where we had the darkest before. Now I'm just going over there and making sure I've got it. And in the corners. That may be too much. And then like actually right under the bottom lip, you could do a little darker line, and then in the corners. And then if you want to, you can do inside the ear there. And then the cheekbones. Okay, guys, see, it's not quite as hard as it might seem. I'm blending this one out a little. It was a little harsh. But you see what I'm saying? It's not as hard as people might get daunted by. You can do this. You can. For sure. I have no doubt that you guys can do this. I'm adding a little bit of color in here. Blending a little out. I don't want to do too much. Okay. Eyes. Let's get Payne's Gray or something darker. And just make the pupil. And the pupil takes up a lot of the eye. A lot of the iris. So that sounded very Midwestern. Iris. I'm from Chicago, but I haven't said it like that in a while. Okay, ooh, wow. I went under the eye there. You could do this with a pen too if you feel like it's too stressful. Because look what I did. I'm gonna dab mine out a little because mine got crazy. I'll go in with, you don't want this really watery. I think mine was too watery. I'm gonna make it thicker, and I'm going to dab off on my paper towel so it's not drippy. And then I can put this in, it will stay put instead of spread all over. Okay, that's about as hard a thing we're gonna do. And guess what, guys? We're gonna put highlights in the eyes. It's gonna make the whole thing come to life. Look how my accident happened. I love it. All right, let's do some funky thing up here. I'm gonna get my turquoise. Gotta make some more, I feel like. And then why don't you just choose shapes? I'm gonna do like a square and maybe to offset the circles that we have. And maybe we can overlap them. This would be good to see how that looks. I'm gonna do like, or maybe we can do some funky shape like a, you guys decide. I'm doing like a random shape like this. It's almost like a flower was here, but we're doing it in just like shapes. So y'all decide what you want. That looks pretty cool. I'm actually gonna let that dry a little bit, and then I'm gonna do maybe like an orangey one here. But while we let it dry, I can add some details like with the yellow that we had. Let's get that. I have the yellow ochre, and I might just do a line. I'm gonna do this on the tip of my brush and pretty thick, almost looking like a pen or a marker now. I may do some dots. whatever you guys, whatever's on your brain. You're the fashion designer. This is now your mojo. Since we did that, I might do some over here. Look, because that looked pretty cool. I'm gonna leave that other side open and I'm gonna let that dry. Now, do we need any more shadowing? Since I have that, I used yellow. Whatever shadowing you need for the hat, you can go ahead and drop some in more now at the top. And drop some in here at the top. And just tiniest bit at the corners, but not as much as underneath because it's not as much. But I like how it came out. I don't want to mess up with my little accent there because that's really cool. If you want to, you could stripe this a little bit. Like gently. See how that goes. I like that. Just added a little texture. I'm actually going to blend it with water as well. You guys decide. What else do we need? Oh, in our little turquoise, we could drop in a little color on one part, a little darker. See how that goes, just some randomness, and maybe a little over around the corner. You decide. What else do we need? I think we're good, guys. I think we've done it. Oh, we'll take your earrings now and do one more little dark at the very edge. Doesn't it look like it's gonna pop out? We've done a really good job with 3D. I hope you guys are happy with this. Now, if you've never done a face or you've never watercolored a face, I wanna hear about this. I want you to tell me, I think there's a feature in YouTube now where we can share in community. I want you to either tell me or tell me in the chat because I wanna know how it went. If you've done faces before, but just not in watercolor, tell me that too. Okay, super excited about my little fashion chica. Yellow. No, I think orange. Just one like random pop of orange. So I have pyro orange. It's gonna be so fun. And I'm gonna do it here. This is dry enough to do it. And I think I'll do it as like, I don't know, like a square. A square, and I might put a circle inside of it. We're gonna like how this goes on top here. I'm doing a rectangle. No, I lied, I want it to be a square. No, the rectangle's fine. Then look, I'm gonna make it a little more transparent, then you can see a little of the blue underneath. So fun. See? Yeah, I like that. And then I might just do some curlicues somewhere. Like, so I need to balance out that orange over there. So I'm gonna do some lines over here. Who knew we were gonna get into some fun abstract art design today? I did not. When I woke up, this was not on my agenda, but I got inspired by Paris Fashion Week. Like big time inspired. Like, I don't get into it. I wear jeans and t-shirts, but I get into the art of it. I'm doing dots up here too. Okay, I kind of like it. I need something here, but let me show you the final touches. Also, if you have like there's sparkly layers over the top, I might put them here. I have a, here, it's pearlescent shimmer, I think it's what it's called. Pearlescent white. And I may get that and put some of that here. But we're pretty much done. I'm gonna do two things. I'm gonna take a pen and I'm gonna do a 0.5 permanent pen. And I'm going to take a white. So for my white, I'm gonna add 2 highlights in each pupil. So fun. So alive. Okay, I left the white here if you didn't, or if it disappeared, because that keeps happening to me when I started watercolor. I couldn't keep the white anywhere. Then just add some, and then I'm gonna add a couple little dots up at the top lip too. There we go. How do you like it? I hope yours came out somewhat in a way that you like. Oh, black pen. So for this, it's dry enough. I'm gonna just go like expressively. Go on top of it a little bit, go under it, fine, follow it, go down, go over here, and just kind of get it. It doesn't even, I'm doing it on purpose. Look, I might even go like around this one. See? Just, it's fashion, guys. It's all in the name of fashion. So get a couple things here. Look, I want to do the chin because I jacked that up by leaving the pencil. I may do a line, little for the nose. Might do a line. Might just do little lines. Maybe for the nose. And ear, expressive. Head, expressive. Look, guys, isn't that so good? That we just did that and added. Now, we can do that here. I said I was going to add something else, and I will once we get off camera. But for now, look, I'm just going to outline my stuff here. And I'm going around the outside of it. I'll go this way. Look. So fun. What do you think? We could do circles over this one, too. I love it. We could do triangles on this one. There you have it, y'all. You've got your fashion model. Hope you loved it. And I hope you are proud of yourself because faces are daunting. And you did a face. I'm so proud of you. Hang it up on the fridge. Hang it up on the fridge. Let your family gawk at it, or let yourself, or let your pets, or whoever's coming over gawk at your fashion face. Bye, guys. Keep the mojo flowing. I'll see you next time for another cool tutorial. Thanks for being here.
But isn't she lovely?